Okay, good morning. So here we go. Chelek Gimel of Mishnah Berurah, Hilchas Shabbos. So let's begin. Reish Mem Beis. Says the Mechaba in the beginning of Reish Mem Beis, Lizoi beKovod Shabbos. At the beginning, the first siman in Chelek Gimel talks about Kovod Shabbos and Orach Shabbos. So we'll do Kovod Shabbos today. Afilu mishet tzarich lacherim. Says the Mechaba, even if mishet tzarich lacherim. He needs others for help in parnasa. But if he has a little bit of his own, he should try and push himself as much as possible to be mechabed Shabbos. Says the Mishnah. Let's do the Mishnah till there. Sifkot and Aleph. Hine ikam mitzvos einik Shabbos and isparish lonu al yedei hanavim. The Nevi'im have told us the importance of Orach Shabbos. K'moshenema v'karoso l'Shabbos Orach. V'yesh poskim shesfir lehu de'ikar min haTorah. There are some poskim who say that Orach Shabbos is actually a deraisa. She'haShabbos hu bichlal mikroi kodesh, shenema v'yom hashvi Shabbos Shabboson mikra kodesh. Mikra kodesh pirshu Chazal b'sifro dahainu lekadshoi u'lechabdoi b'chsus nekiya, to honor Shabbos by wearing fresh, nice clothes, and to be and to enjoy nice food and drink. Now, if you take a look at the Shatzion, if you see Aleph at the bottom there, so the man the Omer who says that Orach Shabbos is deraisa, he quotes the Ramban. The Ramban in last week's and yesterday's Sedra, Parshas Emer. V'ayim b'sefer hachinuch mitzvah reish sadi zayin, or Beis Yosef Siman Tov Pei Zayin, that it is two midivrei sofrim. Other Rishonim, however, hold that it's midrabanan. V'ayim b'siman reish pehei b'siman Tov Pei Zayin mashe kosafti sham. V'afilu l'ditu tzorech lizohem ma'id b'zeh. Even if you hold it's drabanan, one should be very particular about Orach Shabbos. Shechamurim divrei sofrim yoisim midivrei Torah u'schar mefurish b'Kabbalah oz tisaneg al Hashem. And in a way, sometimes you've got to be even more careful. Now, if you look at number 9. This is a very interesting case. If, according to the Orach Shabbos, we said it's machlekes whether it's deraisa drabanan. The Ramban says it's deraisa, the Chinuch and others say it's drabanan. So on the back of that and the opinion which say it's drabanan, take a look at the second paragraph of number 9, footnote number 9. Some of you, I think most of you haven't got it, but I'll read it to you. The Inyan Moel shehuzman la'asos bris b'Shabbos b'Iracheres. He was invited to be a moel in another town. He figured, I've got a problem. What's his problem? On one hand, I could stay home, and that would enhance my Orach Shabbos. My own bed, my own settee, my own Shabbos table, my own whatever. On the other hand, weighing that up with doing a bris bismana if he's a moel. So, Kosu b'shal shuvas minchas Yitzchak, shekiven sheladas kam poiskim Orach Shabbos ein el midrabanan, doichem mitzvahs mila shemin haTorah es mitzvahs Orach Shabbos. Based on the shitta which says here that Orach Shabbos is drabanan, mitzvah of mila bismana, which is deraisa, is trumps Orach Shabbos, which is drabanan. And oitz sidei sham shafilu tinoka shemachale Shabbos b'fahesia. Even if the kids in question are from a family which are machale Shabbos b'fahesia, sheish lodon in mitzvahs milosum doiche Shabbos mikol mokum kiven shenagu lamolim b'Shabbos doiche mitzvahs milosum es mitzvahs Orach Shabbos. And lefi sheyesh lachsha shem lo yasakein yigrem adova lachatoim levatal mitzvahs mila bismano sheyimru hetiru parishim es adova. And you know, it's important, therefore, to do bismano. It's very interesting. I'm reading at the moment a Sefer Nasra brought out just recently, someone called Rav Nota Greenblatt. So he's a Talmud of Rav Moshe Feinstein. He was a Gan Olam, passed away. He lived a very, very interesting person. He literally a Gan Olam, but he chose to live in a place called Memphis, in a bit of an outlying community in America. And there's many correspondence between him and Rav Moshe. And he says, this is the bit I was up to, so I'll just read you this. This is literally on this point. Rav Nota once confided in his son that the hardest mitzvah for him is always to perform a bris milah bismano at the proper time. Daddy, what is so hard about it? His son asked. Let me explain it to you. I get a call from out of town. The family isn't religious, and the bris is on Shabbos. I have to leave my wife and 5 children and head out of town. but the family's home isn't kosher, so I have to rent a hotel room and put my food there. I cannot carry my meal equipment, and so I leave them in the family's home. Then I have to walk from the hotel to the house. On one occasion, I was told that I must wait for the family's rabbi to arrive. He finally did. He showed up right before Shkia, right before sunset, in golf pants. He had come straight from the golf course. That's what's hard. But Lemaisa, that's exactly what the Moshe told him, is this Shev Halevi, that he needs to be, needs to do the Binah Mizbana, because that trumps the Einik Shabbos that he would otherwise have. Okay, let's continue. Says the Mishnah Berurah further. We're about 6 lines down the Mishnah Berurah. V'hifligu Chazal b'Shabbos Kuf Yud Ches. Chazal were very particular, ma'oid b'mitzvah zu, v'amru d'chol ha'ma'aneg etz ha'Shabbos, that anybody who is ma'aneg Shabbos, he'll get an inheritance without borders. And he'll be saved from the persecution of Malchus. And he'll merit wealth. There are 3 statements of Chazal regarding Einik Shabbos. Aleph, Had Amru, the Chazal say you should enjoy Shabbos by having fish, large fish, and garlic heads, and tavshel shatrodim, which is some sort of beetroot or turnip or something like that. That was considered a chosh of Michael in those days. And in other words, whatever the contemporary oineg thing is. Now, the latest thing is yapchik. Yapchik? Yeah. Whatever it is, whatever it is, okay. Well, if you minastam reiv bnei adam ikke in inugam bebasav yain and mcdonald's, you have various meat, wine, and delights. Lekach isa besimin reishnon sif beis v'yab bebasav yain mcdonald's kafiya chalta. You enjoy nice food according to your financial ability. Had amru da'afilu davamut she'alsa leKovod Shabbos, even a small thing which you did leKovod Shabbos, kiyum mitzvah Einik Shabbos, you fulfilled the mitzvah of Einik Shabbos, again, either deraisa or drabanan. Da'afilu kasat harsana, even if you make some sort of fish paste, hainu dogim katanim metuganim b'shamnam, it can be a shmaltz herring, that you can be mekayim the mitzvah. Had amru Rabbi Kiva. And the third statement is that which Rabbi Kiva says, Asay Shabbat chachol v'al titzarech lebriya. Sometimes you should sort of go down a pair. You should make your Shabbos a bit more mundane and not bother and not sort of fool on the community for finance. V'chilu kol elu ha'marim hu b'ofen zeh. Tahainu. Leman de efshelei, a person who has the means, sorech lechab de kaviyah choltei. Should be a very geshmak and nice Shabbos. Umisha hashad d'chukle b'yosin. If someone is struggling, hainu she'eino rak mozen shtei sudas Shabbos, he can literally only afford 2 of the meals for Shabbos. B'zeh omer Rabbi Kiva say Shabbat chachol v'al titzarech lebrias. Then you've got enough money to buy 2 meals for Shabbos, Friday night, Shabbos lunch. Then don't start knocking on doors. And in that situation, don't go to the community to get shalosh shudas or even kasad harsana, which means a nicer food, especially for Shabbos. And if you've got enough money that you can afford a 3rd meal, then you have obligated to buy that 3rd meal and to spend the money on Shabbos. That you can afford 3 meals, and you can also afford something small that you're making specially for Shabbos. And so too, somebody who hasn't got anything and he's totally dependent on tzedakah, how much do the Gabbai tzedakah give him? They give him enough for 3 meals plus a little bit more for kasad harsana, something nice for Einik Shabbos. Of Adam nichbad, and an important person, hakolafi kvedei, or commission is by Yerideh, Simon Rishon and Gimel. For him, we don't say, we don't say that Asay Shabbat Chachol, to just have a few pieces of dry matzah and don't bother the community. We only say that on someone who can live within his means, but has only got a small amount. But if someone's got nothing, then we don't say Asay Shabbat Chachol, and then the Gabbai tzedakah should give him. Noisim la kol kanal. And in those communities where the Gabbai tzedakah gives him enough for 2 meals and not for shalosh udas, that's not the correct thing to do. certainly in the long summers where he's hungry in the later afternoon, you should definitely give him for Shalosh Shudas. But and on this, the Shulchan Aruch is saying, he should push himself a little bit, given the Efshalei, he has got, and it's a bit difficult for him, but he should push himself to buy something for Shalosh Shudas. And it's not enough just to get a small bit of fish, but as I see him, and he should sort of tighten his budget the rest of the week. So they should have a little bit of money available to spend on Kovod Shabbos. Okay. If someone is really struggling financially, to he should try very much, if he can, to make sure he has something for Shalosh Shudas plus something. This kasset harsana, a little bit of fish or something for the Kovod Shabbos. Okay. Now, so back to the Mechaba. So the Mechaba says, he needs others' support to help him to have what to eat. But he has a little bit of his own money. Says the Mishnah Berurah Siv Cotton Base, that he shouldn't have less than 2 cooked items. And it's good to eat at each of the 3 meals a little bit of fish. That's why our minhag is on Friday night that the first course often is fish. It's not a chiyuv, but it's an Indian. It's a nice thing to do. If you look at note 11, he says that the Bir Halacha further says Shabbos Bereshis he dugma Shabbos la'osid lovay. That Shabbos is considered is connected to Shabbos la'osid lovay, and when Mashiach comes, and there shebo yochal sadikim misudas livyason. Livyason is a fish, and therefore there seems to be an idea to eat fish. Unless you don't like it. Some people just don't like fish. So, you're not forced to eat something which you don't enjoy. It's got to be an onik for you. So if you're not a gefilte fish man, you have to go through. You don't have to give yourself a hard time. Now here's a fascinating thing. If the fish, the fish merchants hear about this and they know that there's an Indian to eat fish in all 3 meals, and on the back of that they hike up the price. So the leaders of the community should make a takana, no fish for the next month or for a few weeks, to tell the fish merchants you can't hold us over a barrel, and therefore the prices of fish will go down. It's only got to be pretty bad, i.e. the fish merchants, the fishmongers, they actually put up the price by a third of what it was previously. So for example, if it costs, £10, it's now £13 and a third. Even if it's not as big a hike, you still have to make a takana. You're not going to have fish that week and there's a lack of Oneg Shabbos. Don't worry about it, because you can be mekayim it with other foods. What if you bought a whole load of fish and you put it in your freezer, and then the takana came out, no fish for a month, to make sure the prices are down? You're okay. It's okay. If you bought it beforehand, you haven't violated the takana, and you can have fish. Okay, so we'll leave it there, and Mr. Shem will finish off the simon tomorrow. See you.